I'm gonna pause the stream just for a moment so I can upload it because I'm gonna share it. Hold on, or I can do that from my phone. Okay, I'm gonna continue streaming, but I'm gonna share this. Just gonna mute my mic for just a moment. Okay, there, mic muted. Okay. Boop, boop, boom. Okay. All right, I'm unmuted once again, so let's go back to there. So, yeah, as I was pointing out, major erosion on the northeast side, on the northwest side of Iwo Jima, of Motoyama specifically. This is the resurgent dome, and you can see the erosion because this is not the first time that Iwo Jima has had. It never had steady uplift. It had uplift and it pause, uplift, pause, and you can see the very sharp edges to this coastline. This is not this is not the caldera rim. The caldera rim is much bigger. This is the caldera rim right here. This island, Kangoku Rock, sits right on the caldera rim. In fact, I'm going to show you some bathymetry right here. That island sits right on the caldera rim. I mean, boy, this is a major big caldera. I don't think that 850 BC eruption, the Plinian eruption, was the caldera forming one. I think there was an even larger eruption that formed this caldera. I mean, this is a massive caldera. Easily VEI7 territory. And the resurgent dome, in some cases, is even bigger than the rim in some places. Because the rim only goes up to here. Then why is there uplift beyond the caldera rim? Tell me. I believe that when this volcano has its caldera forming eruption, it's going to be massive. And I mean massive. I believe that this island now has more magma than the previous caldera forming eruption. Notice how inside the caldera rim, look how red everything is, which indicates how shallow the water is before you get to land. And already, this part of the island is almost touching Kangoku Rock, right here. I think within a year, the isthmus, these two parts are going to connect. And looking at this bathymetry here, I looked at another, even more in-depth look at Iwo Jima. It basically shows that there's going to be possibly uplift here. Like if the uplift is centered the way it looks, we may have soon a different shape to Iwo Jima. Soon this may be joining the mainland or the main island. Mainland. Well, mainland is technically the Japanese island. The main island is Japan. Well, this is the mainland, as I call it. It's an island. But I believe that this volcano will have a caldera forming eruption. It's inevitable. But when it's going to happen, it could be any time within the next year, possibly as much as 100 years. But it's definitely happening this century, most likely. I give it about an 80% chance. Because the uplift that Iwo Jima has been experiencing from when Motoyama first appeared above the surface up to when James Cook discovered it, up to about 1945, very little uplift occurred between 1779 and 1945. More uplift has occurred since 1945 than from 1779 to 1945. Think about that. More uplift has occurred in the last 20 years than in the previous 200 years. That's just how fast this uplift is ongoing. It's crazy fast. In the last 20 years, more uplift has occurred than from 1779 to 1945. Just think about that. Between 1779 and 1945, there's about 10 to 20 meters of uplift. From last 20 years, since 1945, there's been about 20 meters of uplift. The beaches that the Marines landed on is now over 60 feet above sea level. Just think about that. How much uplift that is. And this is Surabachiyama. This is the part of the island that well outside the caldera boundary. And even here, 2 meters of uplift in the last 20 years. 2 meters. Of course, Campi Flegrei is having faster uplift there. But now I'm going to go to J604, which is on the caldera rim, or just inside the caldera boundary. Since 2000, 12 meters of uplift. In only 24 years, 12 meters of uplift. And most of this uplift has occurred from about 2012. So since 2012, let's go from that's about 2000. Well, let's go from 0. And then you experience some slow subsidence, So right here, subsidence. And there was an eruption here. There was an eruption, a magmatic eruption, though they say it was phreatic. No, it was magmatic. The Nijima vent erupted. Magma formed a brief island here. Then uplift, and then subsidence, uplift, and then predominantly uplift with brief subsidence. And almost the same thing happened right here. Right here, you experience the same thing briefly. I mean, and then look at the rate in 2020. There was this crazy burst of uplift. And then again, crazy uplift. Fat, scary uplift. I mean, that is some... Wait, let me make sure I'm looking at the right... Oh, there we go. I was looking at movements. And then right here, then it kind of the same thing happened. And then again. I believe the volcano has reached a critical point. I believe that the volcano has hit a critical point because if you look closely, this is the latest, you can see cracks right here. Look at this crack right here. That's not the caldera boundary, no. The caldera rim is actually about down here. The island has experienced so much uplift that it's just... I mean, it's not imminently going to erupt. Like, not, oh, it's going to erupt tomorrow. No. We're not getting data that's saying it's going to erupt imminently. No. But this is the volcano that everyone should be watching. And it should be on the decade list. In fact, Phys.org says it should be on the new decade list. Volcano Cafe says it should be on the decade list, the new decade list. And I agree. Literally, you got people, volcano nerds like myself, talking about Semaru because it had a big PDC. That was very cool. Pyroclastic density currents. And that was some really cool stuff. But this volcano will make Hunga Tonga and the 1883 of Krakatoa. This will make this erupt when this volcano finally has its big eruption. It's going to make the August 27th, 1883 eruption of Krakatoa and the January 15th, 2022 eruption of Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai look like firecrackers. This volcano will be on par with eruptions like 1257 Samalas, 1815 eruption of Tambora, but possibly twice as large. we might be talking about between 150 and 200 cubic kilometers of magma. This might be on par with Lake Kurile, the or Kurilsky ozero, the Kuril Lake caldera. Yeah, we might be talking about a Kuril Lake style eruption, possibly even larger. We're talking about possibly the eruption being as large as the Hatepe eruption, which is the one that happened in AD 70 AD. Hatepe. Hatepe. Oh, Hatepe. Yep. This could be on par with the Hatepe eruption. So low NVAI 7. So yeah, it's going to be larger than the Hatepe eruption. So 120. It won't be as large as the Kikai caldera eruption that happened about 5,500. It's not going to be as big as the Kikai caldera forming eruption. No, it's not going to be that big. But it's going to be between Kikai and I would say Tambora. So, because Kikai was closer to like 400 cubic kilometers. I believe that this will be between 150 and 250 cubic kilometers when it finally goes caldera. And Krakatoa, which was a mid NVEI 6, was much smaller than this island. Uh, this is what Krakatoa looked like before its 1883 eruption. So you're looking at about several kilometers. Yeah. So this was clearly the rim of an old caldera. And there's a documentary I used to watch. Very good documentary. I want you guys should check out. Yeah, that's a very good documentary. These two. Naked Science. Very good. Naked Science didn't make it, but they're hosting it. Hold on, let me just right here. Actually, I'm gonna mute the audio. Let me just because I'm doing this for fair use. Let me mute. Let me just. There we go. This isn't exactly what happened. They are.
On the 27th of August, 1883, the uninhabited volcanic island of Krakatoa blew itself out of existence with an explosion the equivalent power of 150 million tons. Within hours, News of the disaster was transmitted around the globe, and scientists of the time struggled to comprehend the geological forces that caused the tragedy. This film reconstructs the true stories of survivors from their accounts and diaries to piece together what happened in the months geological forces
Right here, look.
that caused the tragedy.
So that's the old expedition, the first expedition to Krakatoa. That's Indonesia today. That's a not Krakatoa before its 2018 eruption. And you can see right here they're picking up pumice and hydrothermally altered rock.
Months leading up to the most famous eruption of all time.
Yeah, so.
I think we're going to go here.
Alright, so I want to see the part where the scientist, the volcanologist realized, or the scientist realized he screwed up big time. It's not just a regular volcano, it's a caldera. I don't think anyone knew it was a caldera until later.
The most important eruption in the history of volcanology. Miraculously survived the tsunami. His wife and child did not. Lying directly in the path of the tsunami was Tenok Betong, the largest port in southern Sumatra. The sand from the beaches and destroyed everything in its path.
It would have completely trashed the whole region. I mean, a wave of
magma that triggered the 1883 eruption. This light-colored magma was sitting there for a long time in the magma chamber.
Dacite.
And then this dark color.
The light colored magma is dacite, dark colored magma is basalt. They mixed.
Came in from the bottom.
And that's what triggered the eruption, but the big boom was triggered by water interacting in the magma chamber. Phreatoplenary phase.
And that's what caused the volcanic eruption, yes.
This mixing of two magmas beneath Krakatoa was the direct cause of
The two magmas in question are rhyodacite and basalt, or basaltic andesite.
But when combined with the volcano's unique position in the Sunda Strait, these explosions generated a series of giant tsunami. Some would be the largest waves.
So this is fair use. Yeah, that's why I'm not monetizing much. Even, yeah.
At 6:44 on the morning of the 27th.
Because this is a live stream and I'm probably going to delete this.
The second massive eruption occurred on Krakatoa. Pyroclastic flow.
No, I don't think this is the documentary I wanted to show you guys.
Of the volcano. An immense 26th of August 1883 was as any other.
That's exactly what happened at Hungatonga Hungahapai.
Along the coastlines of West Java and southern Sumatra, the morning of Sunday, the 26th of August 1883 was as any other. At 1:06 on the afternoon of Sunday, the 26th of August 1883, all three.
That's a volcanic eruption. That's a video of an actual volcanic eruption. That's the CGI depiction of the 1883 eruption. This is CGI, by the way.
Pressure that had been building for hundreds of years was suddenly released. What was to become the most devastating volcanic event in recorded history had begun.
rainfall was so heavy.
It's not the This is the one I was at. I think it is the same documentary, but without the.
On August the 26th, 1883, the tiny volcanic island of Krakatoa erupted, creating one of the worst natural disasters of
Grandma, have you thought about it?
Go upstairs and find somewhere safe. Quickly, move! Leave the door! Quickly, go into the bedroom. Hide, hide! I said get in the cupboard now! In the cupboard now!
as was I, in Buitzenborg, 60 miles inland.
This is the person.
We were safe. For the time being.
Sumatra Geological Survey, 1850, volume 3 and 4. Lyell's Principles of Geology, Werner's Classification, Stroke on Extinct Volcanoes. Coffee! We'll need some coffee! It's gonna be a long night.
Wait. This is the documentary I was talking about. Krakatoa: The Last Days, full-length docudrama. Really good. The British produce the best documentaries. And it is BBC, so this is a public documentary. Not meant to profit off this. That's the part.
A single common source of rock inside
the caldera, exactly, the caldera, singular. These aren't three different volcanoes, it's one. One volcano. All fed by one reservoir of magma.
But that's immense. And I told them they were safe.
Excuse me, Dwayne.
Who's this? A girl. I can see that, Shell. You're busy. Get rid of it.
What do you want?
Mountain.
What about it?
It's done this before.
Running out in all directions. Soon it will engulf both land and sea.
I love this documentary. Okay. Oh. Uh-huh.